Good morning, children, and welcome again to e-learning classes on behalf of Modern English School. I myself, Anjana Dakshit from New Area Senior Way. Children, this video is for class 7. And today we'll read finite and non-finite verbs. We have already completed subject-verb agreement, and our next topic is finite and non-finite verb. Now, children, what do you mean by finite verb? A finite verb is bound by tense, number and person of its subject. Clear? For example, Rani has a pen. Now Rani is singular. Has a pen. Has is also used in singular and it is in present tense, so we have used has. So you see here the verb agrees with the person also and with the tense also. But non-finite has no such bounds. The non-finite verbs have no such bounds, or it doesn't have any limit to the, it is not limited to the number and person of a subject. Clear? For example, we can cry, we can fly. Without a finite verb, a sentence is incomplete. It doesn't have its meaning. But non-finite verbs are extension to a sentence. If there is no non-finite verb, even then the sentence has a complete meaning. But when you want to extend it, you can add non-finite verbs. Now children, non-finite verbs are of three types. First is infinitive, second gerund, and third is participle. Now infinitive is of two types. One is infinitive and the other is bare infinitive. One infinitive means what? You are adding 2 plus V1. Remember one thing children, 2, if you are adding 2 to a verb, it must be V1. Okay, so infinitive you will write 2 plus V1 and it doesn't act as the main verb in a sentence. Now see the difference. What is the main difference between finite and non-finite? For example, I like to read. I is first person. So you are using plural verb. I like to read. She likes to read. Now you see, she is singular. So you have used singular verb. She likes to read. They like to read. They are planning to read. So here you see the verb, the main verb is changing according to the person and tense. Whereas the infinitive is not changing. It remains as it is in a sentence. It doesn't change with the tense or with the subject or person in a sentence. Infinitives always start with what? 2 plus V1. For example, I want to work hard. To work hard. I want. Want is what? Main verb. To work is infinitive. Now if you are using bare infinitive, you'll write she can work hard. Now here main verb is can and work is what? Infinitive. That is bare infinitive. That which means you are using infinitive but without to. So it is called bare infinitive. Now uses of infinitive. Children, infinitives are used to join two sentences. For example, she went to the library. She wanted to borrow some books. When you are joining with infinitive, you write she went to the library to borrow some books. Now you see two sentences are joined with what? Infinitive. Now, infinitive is also used in place of so that. When in a sentence you are using so that, you can replace that with infinitive. For example, she is so tired that she cannot walk. You can join this, you can write this by infinitive also. She is too tired to walk. Clear, students? Now next is gerund. What is your next topic? Is gerund. Now the verb that is used as a noun in a sentence is called gerund. The verb that is used as a noun in a sentence is called what? Gerund. Gerund can be the subject or the object. Gerund is formed by adding ing to V1, to the root verb. Clear? For example, walking is an exercise. Walking here is gerund. Is the main verb. Clear? And it doesn't mean that you will always use gerund in the beginning of the sentence. It can be used afterwards also. For example, children enjoy dancing. Now dancing here is object. Clear? And in the first sentence, walking is an extra, walking is subject. So, gerund can be used as subject also and can be used as object also. Now our next is participle. A participle that are used as an adjective in a sentence are called participle. When the verb that is used as an adjective in a sentence, when the verb is used as an adjective in the sentence, then it is called participle. For example, she sat on a broken bench. Now bench is noun, broken is adjective, but here it is participle. Clear? Participles are of three types. How many types? Three types. Present participle, past participle, and perfect participle. Now, present participle is found by adding ing to the root verb. Clear? Present participle is found by what? By adding ing to the root verb. It is generally used to join an introductory statement to the main statement. For example, reading the book, he fell asleep. How he fell asleep? Reading the book. Sleeping peacefully, she dreamt. She dreamt when? While she was sleeping peacefully. Past participle is found by adding what? Ed or en to the root verb. For example, amused by the joke, he laughed. Cheered by the crowd, he scored the goal. Next is perfect participle. What is the next? Perfect participle. A perfect participle is formed by adding past participle to past participle to a verb to having. That means, having done my homework, I played. I went out to play. Having found the treasure, Aladdin danced with joy. So in perfect participle, you are using having plus V3 of the verb. Clear, student? That's all. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay home. Stay safe.